Minecraft speedrunning is about to blow up. You're probably sitting here looking at this graph and saying, Fulham, that looks like it is trending downwards. And personally, even I know I probably wouldn't invest at this point. But really, I don't think it's about how often it's being searched on YouTube. I instead think that, arguably, what's most important is to look at the current RSG leaderboard. Now, in the last 11 days, there have been 7 new runs in the top 20. 7 sub-9 speedruns. They are by Greetings1, Ali267, Kapow, Priffin, Meeby, Dugile, and No Fear. Of course, there's been a new Minecraft world record. Everyone's heard about that, but if you haven't, there's going to be a card in the top right corner so that you guys can go and watch my main channel video on that. And before I actually get into what this video is going to be actually all about, I would love it if you guys subscribed. I'm trying to upload really frequently on here and just do a couple of reviews, a couple of analysis videos about exactly what is going on in the world of Minecraft speedrunning. So without further ado, I just wanted to show you this graph. Now, bear in mind, this is completely horrid scientific method and technically it's completely bogus data. The main thing that I want to focus on, just the first column, in the last 50 days, there have been 40 new submitted sub-12 Minecraft speedrun PBs. And that's pretty awesome, in my opinion. Now, obviously, I've written a note up here. Obviously, all of this data is kind of a little bit bogus. Whenever you get a new PB, it's going to overwrite the data point of the old PB. And the faster speedruns go, the more difficult PBs are to break, etc., etc., etc. All of that is just to say, don't look at this graph and say, oh, well, it means that it's going up. That doesn't really mean what you think it's going to mean. Anyway, what I wanted to really analyze today is one of the new top runs, and this run today is going to be number 8 by Kapow, a British speedrunner who got an 8 minutes and 20 PB, had a really good end enter just a few days before, and I believe it went a little bit wrong. But sadly, after a pretty long perch, we had a issue with the bed, slightly too late on the first bed explosion in that one cycle. Obviously, this run probably could have ended slightly faster than the 8:20, but wouldn't have been world record. So, you know, he can take some solace in that. And obviously, just a few days later, he does end up with an 8:20. So we're going to quickly watch this run. I have watched this run before, and there is a lot of Discord audio in the background, so I'm going to keep it quite low. But yeah, you can see 9 instance wall, nice setup, nice regular stuff here, as expected by a top-level runner, and we see a buried treasure. Same mapless treasure technique that we see very, very frequently in many runs these days. Gives you food, gives you iron, gives you all of that great stuff at the very start of a run. And we can see Kapow digging down here, grabbing everything he's going to need for the run. Not enough to make an iron axe, which is going to be annoying, but I believe he makes a gold axe and a gold shovel here. Explodes some trees, which is quite nice. Gets an absolute ton of blocks, by the way. But surprisingly, blocks are still an issue by the end of the run. We're going to see a 2x1 portal here come out by Kapow. I really like this. It is slightly faster than doing the L-shaped portal, and he hits it really cleanly. Gets into the nether very fast, and faster than both the world record and second place run. Entering the nether at 1 minute and 24 seconds. I realize I'm not full screen. Sorry about that. Spots the fortress straight away. And has a bastion just over to the right-hand side here. Yeah, you know what? I remember exactly why he runs out of blocks. Because of this crank. He tried to grab the ender pearl from this wandering enderman. But he walked away too quickly. And I'm glad that Kapow just decided to dip at that point and just go for the crank instead. Bridges out really nicely here. And, you know, has to use about a stack of blocks here. So it is super expected that he will run out of blocks at the end of this run, but it still sucks. It's still a little bit annoying that blocks decided to become an issue. Potentially making some coarse dirt could have been a really cool play. This is just a regular treasure route, same as the world record. Very, very little differences here. So I'm going to pretty much speed through this. Uses the same strategy as the world record here to drag the piglins over the top of the rampart by breaking this block, getting the piglins angry, and allowing them to come up and over. This is kind of a new part of the route that's a little bit more recent than the others, but it allows them to kind of pathfind to the hole a lot easier without them having to loop back down to the bottom, which I really like. It's a cool technique for when you mess up the dig through, which happened on this run. And Kapow just decides to leave here. Notice that he's still got 34 gold in his inventory. It's a pretty normal play. Obviously, he has almost everything that he needs. Is a tiny bit low potentially on blocks is the only thing that could be noticed. And it's not really something that you care to look at when you're about to leave the nether. You don't really care about the number of blocks that you've got, honestly. Does a cool little block off there to make sure that the wither skeletons can't come and get him. And he's also using 5 render distance to increase the number of strays that spawn. Sadly, not really going to get much. He's going to throw a pearl hang back towards his home portal, which I love. That's 3 runs in the last few days that have used home portal to get into the top 10, which I really like. It's cool to see. It's cool to see runs using strategies that everyone had kind of thought of and everyone had used before, but we're kind of finally using it to the best of our abilities right now. Wow, look at all those strays on the left-hand side there. Kapow's going to head down to them right now. There's a lot of skeletons, a lot of wither skeletons to deal with as well. Can be pretty tough here. Sprint jumps into the first one. Going to need to heal back up from that. But gets some more strays on this side and goes for these guys instead, which makes a lot of sense. Diamond Sword play 2 is awesome because it does 2 crit mobs that he's fighting here. And by 2 critting them, it's just a lot faster than 2 critting him with a axe. Much faster, so I like this play a lot here. Just trying to get this 6th rod. A little bit annoying, but does get there. Going for a 7th as well in case a few eyes break. Obviously wanting this run to finish. Spots the home portal and heads up. Obviously, a little bit of a difficult spot here because we don't have a ruined portal spawn. We're going to need to see him swim up to the surface, which is going to be a bit of a struggle here. It just adds a little bit of time, which is frustrating in a run that is this quick. Adding a few extra unnecessary seconds is never fun. This boat eye doesn't seem to work either. Needs to kind of enter it and break it a few times before he gets the throw. Also doesn't get 100% on the eye throw, which is a little bit frustrating. Doesn't show up on screen, but he does mention that the eye throw doesn't give him 100%. Relights the portal, heads back to the nether, and goes towards the stronghold.
Who do you think I am?
Really lot of fall damage there. Not a very nice pearl, but just about survives. That was probably the luckiest part of the run. But yeah, it's interesting to see how similar runs can be when they get to this kind of a high level. You know, with the home portal, with the amazing fortress speed, using strays effectively and getting good rates. The home portal into zero cycle is fantastic. And something that hasn't really been done that much, using home portal. So it's awesome to see. We can see preemptive here and sees the spike in the bottom left corner. Going to go up and assume there's going to be a staircase down somewhere here. Oh, no staircase down. Just goes straight to the portal room. Could make a golden apple here, but decides against it. I don't know if he noticed the gold in his inventory. Not that he particularly needs it. He has 6 explosives for this zero cycle. And you can hear him mention in the background that he's worried about blocks. Instead, going to use 14 netherrack and 64 gravel. Obviously, gravel being a gravity block, it's going to be tough to bridge out on. And he does really, really well to be able to manage this one cycle while dealing with a massive lack of blocks. First bed is really clean. Second bed has fantastic damage. Third bed, also fantastic damage. Fourth bed, pretty good. Bumps the dragon back up. And fifth bed, only 5 explosives needed to kill this dragon. Really, really clean. I kind of forgot to mute the run before the end of it. But yeah, a fantastic run by Kapow here. Getting a top 10, second place in the UK. And that is the only thing that I really have to say about this run. It was fantastic. Little bit of slowness in the fortress, potentially. I know that I spoke to Kapow after this run, wanted to kind of take some notes away, and he did mention about the hesitancy throughout the run. I assume that's due to nerves and potentially decision-making. But also the fortress route was probably slightly less than ideal, going straight to the spawner when it was pretty good 5RD in the end. May have been slightly less than optimal, but not bad at all. I spoke also to Priffin, who is 6th at the moment, got another recent PB and currently the United Kingdom record holder. Spoke to him about exactly what he thinks of the current state of MCSR. Priffin said, I think Ranked has done so much good for the community. It's put a huge spotlight on so many more people. Priffin attributes a lot of his improvement in the past few months to Ranked, and to those people who don't know what Ranked is, it is a mod on Minecraft which adds a MCSR Ranked feature. This allows you to play 1 versus 1 speedruns against a random opponent of a similar skill level to you. So there's a leaderboard which has an elo. You can see me here, I'm in 86th at the moment. But the top runners are able to play against one another, and you can actually see Priffin is leading the way at the moment, a huge win streak. You play against an opponent in a match, in a speedrun, where you both spawn on the same seed, not in the same world, you can't kill each other, you can't see each other kind of thing, but you spawn on the same seed, and the aim is simply to beat your opponent to killing the dragon. So we can see here, Priffin completed the seed in 10 minutes and 38 against his opponent Heinart here, and has been winning a hell of a lot. Now, all of these seeds are picked from a selected pool of seeds that are definitely playable and definitely runnable, and you can see his times have been very consistently good, getting a sub 10 on his most recent run here. Really, really clean stuff. Attributing a lot of stuff to MCSR Ranked is absolutely huge. You can see that a lot of the top players are playing Ranked at the moment, and there's only 17 days left in the season. Now, when a season ends, it looks like this. I finished in 75th last season, and this was the final leaderboard of Elo. Obviously, when you play an opponent, you increase your elo if you win, and you decrease your elo if you lose. The top 8 runners are guaranteed to enter into the MCSR Ranked tournament that we hold at the end of every season. I take part in the commentary side of things over there, and tomorrow I'm going to be reviewing one of the amazing matches from last season. Two of the top runners playing off against each other head to head. And yeah, we're going to go through those runs and explain a few things and point out some amazing parts. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye. Appreciate all of you that have subscribed at the start of this video. If you haven't, then I would love you to subscribe. I'm really trying to push for 1,000 subscribers on the second channel, uploading way more frequently on here. If you haven't already watched the world record analysis, please do. It's right here on the end screen. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow.